What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Trading Learning 101. It's Tuesday, June 18th. We're approaching 10:30 a.m. doing the market recap a little bit early because I'm not seeing strength in small cap land. I feel like volume's more into the larger stocks right now. We're seeing a lot of small caps just gap up or either have a morning rip and then just fall and keep falling. Volume always likes to shift and move all around the market, and that's when psychology and the mental part of being a trader comes into effect. You always got to take into account of where volume is in the market and what's going on in the markets. So just to break a couple things down, what was popping up pre-market was actually looking pretty good. You know, it got me a little bit excited. And I had a video idea last night hit me that I'm pretty excited about and I think you guys will like. To give you a hint, it's about why you don't need to waste your money on stock scanners. I think you guys will really enjoy it, and I'll be making that probably this weekend. And I got a video for you guys dropping today at around 5 p.m. Eastern time. So be prepared for that. So let's get into what happened today. Go over to Tuesday's watch list. We had Cool gapping up this morning. It's a low float stock, gapping up from 280 all the way up to $5. Fell all the way down here at around this 350 area. 350 pre-market would have been a nice play all the way up to this $4 mental level. And then right when the market opened, this just dropped from, it got a quick pop over 4 to 412 and then snapped all the way down to 330 and then was bouncing up to this 350 level. And if you were paying attention to this on the level 2, every time it popped up to this 350 area, it just got denied and denied and denied. It tested it once, twice, 3 times before it cracked this line right here and surged down. And if you also look, it was right underneath pre-market lows. So under VWAP, that was a sign right there that we're losing momentum in small caps. There's a lot going on. Volume somewhere else. I'll get into that in a second to put it together for you guys. And also, we had JAJX, this recent runner from way back here. This day it ran all the way from $12 all the way up to $17. Today, it was gapping up from $5, ran up all the way pre-market to $7.75, and then just look at that. Just fell all the way back down. Nobody was interested in it. But this was opening up right at a good level, I thought, $6. And you got to keep a low float like this on watch, because a low float chat room could be out there looking at this with a huge following. This could really surge. This is why it was on watch for me at this $6 break level. And when I'm talking about a $6 break, I'm talking about looking at the level 2, looking at the tape more, and I want to see volume pumping into it. Because look what happened. It did pop over 6 up to 612, but then it quickly came right back down and then just fell off, and it's just been going sideways here at 570. Just no volume. None. And then we got XON popping off today. This thing has just been on a pump frenzy Look at the daily on this thing. This was halted before the market opened as well. Sorry about that. This was halted before the market opened. Right there, got halted with news pending. And then they released news that their partner in a $100 million deal to advance commercial scale and cannabinoid production. Look at the ramp on this thing on the daily. That's really nice. From 550 all the way up to this, just below this 200-day moving average at $9. But there's just no volume on it, really. Volume's not pumping into it. You can see right here, they reopened it right here. Look at just that long wick on it. From $8 all the way up to $8.22, back down to $8. And look at that mental number, mental areas that I like. It bounced right off this $8 and ramped all the way up to $8.34, pulled back down to this $8.10 level, and is starting to move its way back on up to the day high here. But it's like I said, volume's not pumping into this. And you could just see the volume just slowly declining on it. And also, if you zoom out on it, look at how many days this has been up consistently. 1, 2, 3. On the fourth day, it consolidated. So, first day up, second day up, third day up. The fourth day, it consolidates in a range from 7 to 740. The fifth day gets a sell-off right here from 750 all the way down to 670, and then reclaims and grinds all the way back up. And then today gets news and is still going. And then also Snap was on watch today. This looks like it's forming a nice wedge on it so far, but getting a nice gap up from this 1350 area all the way up to $14, and it's hitting $14.50 now. Snap could be getting squeezed for sure. You could see here on the daily, this has just made an awesome comeback from way at the beginning of 2019 when this was at $5. Ever since the beginning of 2019, it's just rallied all the way back up to $15. Nice run on Snapchat, but it is at a really big resistance level there at $14.50, $15. But if it can get over this $14.50, $15, this thing could be really nice. I think Snapchat is setting up for a nice squeeze on it. You could just see it right there. Sellers kept trying to bring it down and it's still holding. Moves up. Sellers keep trying to bring it down because they think it's at a resistance level. And it's bullish and it's pushing up. And all those short sellers who shorted it thinking it's at a resistance level, that's when you could see a huge explosion. Real quick, just for fun, let's see on Finviz what the short percentage is on Snapchat. Snapchat does have a really huge float at 1 billion, and the percentage short the float is at 8.5%. and the institutional ownership is pretty high at 30, almost 34%. So with a really, really huge float like that, it's gonna be hard. You got to think of it as the bigger the float is, the bigger that freight train is. So once it starts going in one direction, it's gonna take a lot to get that to slow down and stop. You might as well jump on and join the trend. Also, PHAS gapped up today real fast. Then pre-market, nothing was going on, and it's just been choppy this morning from $14 to 13, back up to 14, and then is now broken below $13. But there was good opportunity on this. This is range that I like to look for. You know, again, mental levels, $14, you got $13 right there. This opens up at the top part of its range, $14, sells all the way down, and look at where it bounced at, $13. From 13, rips up to 13.80, right back down to $13, and rips right back up to 14, all the way down to 13.30, quick pop again, back down to 13, and then it finally broke through it, and now you can see that 13 level has been acting as resistance right there and right there. Easy patterns like that can make you money. Easy patterns. It's just all about acting on them. Because I know, let me go right back to that. I know a lot of people always anticipate breakouts, and they're always buying at the top, right there, anticipating it to break out and keep going to the upside. When sure enough, 99% of the time, it doesn't break out, and it pulls back. And then when it pulls back to the area it bounced off previously, that's when buyers get scared and think it's going to crack through it and keep falling down. And in a way, you got to reverse that psychology. You got to do it in reverse. Don't buy at the top. Be that smart money that looks for support, gets in at the bottom, and then when it goes up, back up to that resistance level, you're now the smart money that's selling into the dumb money. I hope that made a lot of sense to people. Does it work all the time? No, but a lot of times this is the process. This is how traders make money. JAJX still sitting there. TIGR finally got a nice rebound yesterday. Look at that nice surge from $4.20 all the way up to $5.60. Very, very nice day on this after it just got beaten up on the daily chart. Look at that thing. It just got destroyed right there. Ever since April 16th, this was at $22, and it just went down and down and down and down and down. And then you could see how it was like moving down, and then it started to go like sideways right there at like that $4 area. And then yesterday it finally got a nice pop. This is why you keep stocks on your watch list. This is why I have a weekly watch list. I'll keep stocks on my weekly watch list for weeks, months sometimes, just to always check up on it and see how it's doing. But real quick, I want to talk about BYND. BYND had an epic squeeze on this thing. Yesterday closing at 170 and getting a nice squeeze and gap up all the way up to $200. And then today has been selling off because you got to think everybody that played it yesterday and got in on it, or that's just been riding this up the past couple days, they're all going to want to take profits. So that's what's going to happen today. Plus, you're at that really, really huge mental level. Remember what I said? Every dollar, every $10, and $100, those are the biggest support and resistance lines in the stock market. And look at BYND today. Runs all the way up to this $200 level. Couldn't even get past it. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. This sold off. And look at right at pretty much 175. Every 25 cents, $25, 175, got a nice bounce all the way up to 183. So a nice, what is that? $8 bounce to the upside on BYND. And then also, this is where the volume is today. This is BYND, Beyond Meats. This thing has just been insane since its IPO date. If we look at the 30-minute chart here, when this opened at $46, this ran all the way up to $100 and then just exploded up to 186, pulled back to 125, and then ripped all the way up to $200. And you see what I'm talking about right there? Bounced right at 125 right here. That mental area. And then ran all the way up to 150, and then 150 became support, and then it moved all the way up almost to 175, another mental area. And from 175, it squeezed all the way up to $200. $40 to $200. That's an awesome move. And this opened at the beginning of last month. So this has only been around for a month and a half and has already tripled in price. Oh, and also the SPY. The SPY is squeezing up today from this 290 level. Finally got up and above. Look at that. Looking at the 30-minute chart. Nice gap up today, right above 290. Remember I said yesterday 290 was going to act as real big resistance for the SPY. Today we got a gap up over that 290 level, and we got a nice squeeze, and we're approaching all-time new highs again. So it's really, really crazy how fast we've rebounded since last month when we had this big, big sell-off all the way down to 270s. Now look, we're approaching 300 again. But here's that squeeze right at the open here. Set up really nicely, forming higher lows right at this 290-150 level, and just explodes all the way up to 290-275 and 293 right there. This could just get another surge. We could touch all-time new highs. I think we might come right up underneath of it, and tomorrow we could maybe tackle it, but right now it's always best to just react to the market. What's the market saying? But very, very good for the market. That's awesome. And then we got the Fed meeting tomorrow as well. Don't forget about that. But this is why I'm doing the market recap a little bit early. Nothing's going on in small cap land. And you got to think too, when you got big moves like this going on with the SPY, you see how big that moved? And also BYND having an epic move like that, that's going to take away a lot of volume from small caps. Small cap volume in the stock market likes to move in different areas all the time. They're always jumping around. That's why I call the volume the mob. Volume is just 1 week it'll be in small caps, the next week it'll be in mid caps. And then the following week back to small caps, and then you'll see them in large caps. They're always jumping around every day, every week to what's hot and popping off. It looks like CHWY is finally having its first green day. It IPO'd way over here 3 days ago. Back on Friday at this 35 level, shot up to 41, and since then has came all the way down to $33. Nice move today on this thing. Right at the open from 34 up to 35. Pulls back just below 35 and then shoots all the way up to 36.50. Look at that nice pullback to the VWAP. But 0 trades for me today. I hope you guys are all having a great day. I hope you are all kicking butt this week. I'm not going to hang around and force trades when I don't see anything that I like. KOOL, still see how volume just left it? As soon as it failed, and then failed right here, people just lost interest in it. And that's, look at it. It's like a desert. Nothing's going on. There's no volume going on it. Traders are always going to go to what's moving. Also had Soli on watch today too. Soli had a nice little gap up on it from the 1650 level up to 1750. Nice little wedge breakout right here. Right there. Right below also that $18 level. 1750. Then from 1750 shot all the way up over 18 up to almost 1825. And then since that it just sell off. All the way down to 17. Look at that. Another mental level. I think that's all I wanted to talk about. Yeah, that's all I had on my watch list. VISL was the play yesterday for a pump and dump. Just used and abused it. And I think Warrior Trading had a lot to do with this, because I think he said he lost on CTRV and then he was able to make a big payday on VISL. Just a nice bounce off this. See how I explained this yesterday, but all right here when this just ran up from this $1.50 area, kept running into halts, no volume at all. Just ran all the way up, kept getting halted, and then slammed down right at this 240 level. Then you start to see all that volume coming in. That's when I took a position and this popped up from 230s all the way up to 350. To me, that's easy money. You clearly see there's no volume on it, and then all this volume right here just shows up. And look, it's right at around 10:30 as well. The 10:30 pump and dump hour happens all the time. Oh yeah, MGI also popped up as well. That was the other one. This thing didn't have my attention at all. This thing was gapping up 120%. You know, when something's gapping up that huge, you got to think, you know, people are going to want to take their profits. There's probably a lot of bag holders on this. See, right here on the daily chart, look at that big sell-off. So you got to think, with a big sell-off like that, and then this sold off all right here, you got to think all the bag holders, everybody who bought it, I don't know about right here, but all right here who bought it. And then this sold off and trended down. And then when this finally gapped up, everybody who bought it and was down for weeks and months right there, they're all going to want to get out of their position finally because it finally gapped up. There's always all kinds of factors you got to take into effect when trading in the markets. Yeah, MGI, this has always just been a weak stock too. It's never had like a really, really great day. And also, going back to the daily chart, when you're looking at the daily chart, you got to ask yourself, is this going to attract day traders? Does this chart look appealing to traders? No, it doesn't. This chart is ugly. It's just selling down, selling down, selling down, selling down. Big, big sell-off right there. I don't see any huge green candles. This stock, that's telling me this stock doesn't like to run. There's more big red candles right there. This is an ugly looking chart. There's no way this chart is going to attract buyers. And look what happened today. It just sold off. Gapped up and sold off. So you got to tell yourself that when you see a chart. Same thing with cool right here. You can zoom out a little bit on this. This chart is ugly as heck, but you could see there are a lot of candles that are huge on it with upper wicks and green candles. That's telling me that the stock likes to spike. And when day traders see that, they see that a stock likes to spike and run, they'll keep tabs on it because momentum could come into it and they'll ride the momentum. Even though overall this chart is a piece of crap, if it shows long wicks and long big green candles, traders will keep an eye on it. Just like my favorite, ABIO. Overall, this chart is dump. Look at this. Just trending down and down and down and down and down and down and down. But if you look close to it and zoom in, even recently, look at how many times this stock has popped and ran. Right there, right there, right there, right there, right there, right there, all right here. Couple pops there. Huge rip right there. And a rip right there. All this stock is a pump and dump stock. So when traders see this on the daily chart, big red or big green candles or big long upper wicks, day traders are going to keep tabs on it. It's a low flow. It could easily be manipulated. It's telling us that this stock, once it gets momentum, it loves to run, but it can't hold its gains for crap. So you got to be in and out. That's when you look at all these long wicks. That means it shot up and came right back down. As day traders, you can't fall in love with companies. We only trade companies. That's it. A lot of these companies, I don't care what they do. As long as they're moving and have volume and I can make money, that's all that matters. I think that's going to wrap it up for today, guys. Pretty slow today. And just as a heads up, I don't know if I will be in tomorrow. I got a couple things going on tomorrow, so got to go do some stuff with the family. So I don't know yet. I may be here, I may not be here. Just giving you guys a heads up. So I hope you guys had a great day today. Hopefully you guys didn't force any trades and take a loss. I didn't really see anything worth trading today, so I'm not going to stick around and force anything. XOIN had a nice opportunity on it after that news release. Bounced right off that 50% level. Right there at 811. Ramped all the way back up to 850s. But I just wasn't feeling it today. So no trades for me today. I'm still red on the week after CTRV yesterday. Oh yeah, and then CTRV came out with an offering today. Look at that. 15.6 million public offering priced at $6. This gap down from 875 all the way down to 550. And then this morning it opens up here right at $6, came down to 564 and then ramped all the way up to 670 and then just died out. Just a straight up turd. Look at that. Yesterday it was at almost $18 and now it's at around $6. You know, these are pieces of crap companies, people. If you're looking to swing these or long-term invest in these, you need to change that thinking and move on. These are pieces of crap companies that are either starting up or on their way out the door. And all we do is trade the volatility of them. That's it. Snapchat's finally getting that surge. But that's going to wrap it up, guys. I'm not going to stick around. I'm going to leave for the day. I'm not going to stick around and force trades. Hopefully, you guys are all having a great day and also having a great week so far. And also be prepared for the new video dropping today at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I think you guys will like it. And if you guys have any video recommendations, leave them in the comments down below. But alright guys, till next time, have that patience, have that discipline, and study as always, everybody. All right, later.